You got smoke. You got smoke. You got smoke. I got smoke. We got smoke.
Just win, baby.
Hickety, it's Friday night, Friday night, Father's Day weekend, Juneteenth. It's a festive mood around here. I hope y'all had a good week. Glad you made it to the end of the week. Now we just gonna sit back, chill, have a little fun, and I'm gonna do my newly weekly Friday rant show, smoke show, vent show, whatever it is. And we're just going to talk about some of the things that we've seen during the week. And so tonight I'm going to talk about 5 outrageous trades. Or are they really outrageous? But we're going to see. We're going to see what you guys think and feel about it and see if it's really outrageous or not. Then I have a segment where, we hear a lot of hot takes. So I want to know, is it hot or not? Is it hot or not? Is it a hot take or not so hot take? That's what we're gonna do. And essentially, what I'm gonna do is I've flipped what I've heard, and I'm gonna play it. I have changed the voices. I've covered up the person's identity, so that way it's not like I'm picking on people because I'm not attacking the person. I'm attacking the argument. Okay, okay. But I am gonna have a way. If you guys ever want to know, there is gonna be a way you can find out. You should be able to stand on what you say out here. I'm trying not to pull no cards or nothing, but I am trying to, you know, see if there's some legitimacy to these takes or whatever. And then we have the call-in segment. Get off where you mad at, and basically you can either call in, you can leave a message, and we'll put the phone number up, and then you guys can either leave a message and we can address it. You can rant, and I ain't gotta say nothing. If you got smoke with something I said or smoke with something somebody else said, you can get off where you're mad at. So let's enjoy this Friday because it's chill time. It's chill time. Let's go. Let's see. The 5 outrageous trade talks. Let's get to it.
Could Jordan Meredith be on the move next? Fresh off signing his restricted free agent tender, the versatile offensive lineman has seen his name pop up in trade rumors, potentially as a sweetened piece in a deal for a wide receiver like Kayshon Boutte, leaving his role in the Raiders' new look front line completely up in the air.
Completely up in the air is crazy. I said Boutte, but y'all know what I mean. So Jordan Meredith. I've seen his name come up a little bit. Is this really outrageous? It could somewhat be outrageous because he was a very good lineman at guard when he was playing before he went to center. And then he ended up going to center, and it kind of put him in a bad position, similar to like Paul Mao had to play free safety out of necessity. And so now, consequently, it made you look like you're not as good as a player. And now Jordan Meredith seems like he's the odd man out, and he's not even considering to be starting at guard right now. A lot of people projected um, their O line, and Jordan Meredith is not in it, but he was, I believe, was rated like a top 10, top 5, or something like that guard. I'm not. Don't quote me on that, but I've heard that. So regardless, though, he held his own at guard. So now he's in a situation where he is the odd man out. It appears. So should, should the Raiders trade him? Should the Raiders hold on to him? I mean, you know how it goes during the season. Linemen go down. We might be able to get some money for him, or we might be able to get some trade value for him. How I personally feel about Jordan Meredith, I didn't like him at center. I do believe the reason why he ended up playing center is because he's probably more familiar with being a center than JPJ. Well, a lot of times what coaches do, they lean to the experience. Because this player might be more athletic, but if the play calls and the line calls are more fluid with Jordan Meredith, they probably was going to go with Jordan Meredith. Although I probably would have just went with JPJ because I believe JPJ is competent enough to make the line calls, even if he do need help in his first couple of years. Like, what's wrong with that? But I think that's where people start getting that whole narrative that he wasn't smart enough and he had to ask Jordan Meredith for help, like he's supposed to. Like that doesn't mean you're incompetent. If I hit the wrong button while I'm streaming or something happens, like my camera go out like it did yesterday, that doesn't mean that I'm incompetent. That just means sometimes things happen. And and if I have to ask somebody and I learn, okay, so what? That makes me a better streamer. So I don't get it. So yeah, the whole the whole Jordan Meredith thing. What do you guys think? Do you guys think if he's going to end up being traded? Let me get a one in the chat for he's out of here, and a two that he's going to be out of here. Deuces. One, he's going to stay. Two, he's going to go. And I'll tell you what I think. Sure. I don't know. I don't really have anything about you know, negative about Jordan. I like the fact though that we do have versatility and depth at that O line position without having to add a whole bunch of people, which I was saying last year when everybody was saying our O line was so ass, and I was like, we're only like one or two linemen away from really being a force to be reckoned with when it comes to that O line, and we're going to see that this year. And we got a monumental piece in Tyler Linderbaum. So that helps a lot. So I would like to see Jordan Meredith stay personally. Giselle said he gone. Giselle said he gone. I would like to see him stay. I think he may be gone though. I would agree with you. And this is one thing about me. Maybe I need to explain this to you guys now. Is when it comes to me, is when I'm giving up these takes, they're not necessarily my personal view or how I personally feel. It's based on I'm using, some level of intellect, a little of intuition, history, things like that, and very little of my own personal opinion because my personal opinion might be different than what I see. So, but just like right now, personally, I would like to keep Meredith. I think he'd be a good piece for us to have depth wise. Um, but do I really think he's going to be here? Uh, I don't think so. Not by the trade deadline. He'll be gone. What we doing? What we doing? Okay. All right. Let's go.
Could the Raiders pull off a stunning blockbuster by trading their newly extended anchor? Despite Colton Miller signing a massive 3-year extension through 28, rumors are whispering that a desperate contender could offer a king's ransom in draft picks for the elite left tackle, giving Las Vegas a chance to completely reset their timeline under the new regime.
Okay, so this one right here, I'm just gonna jump out the window and say, when I heard this one, this was outrageous. This was outrageous when I heard this one that it's time to get rid of Colton Miller because he always injured, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Sure, like it, the business side of it, yeah, sure. You can trade a player at the right time and get value out of him after he's played a while. But Colton Miller, we just signed Colton Miller. And the last thing we need to do now is start messing with the O line once we start to trying to fix it. And now we're at the point that we have two anchors. Y'all don't know how hard that is. You got to have a yacht to have two anchors. That's how real big, real beefy our line is going to be. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. We got two anchors, and the last thing we need to do is get rid of somebody and try to re-establish a left tackle. That's the last player. That's the last player on the line that you want to try to reestablish with a new quarterback, which Mendoza is. So I just think this was outrageous. I think this was totally, totally outrageous. Um, I don't know why we would do that. That just wouldn't make sense at this point to take a top 12, top 15, a top tier left tackle and ship him off in hopes that one of these new players that haven't really had a lot of playing time can come in and help anchor a new line. No, I don't agree with that one at all. And if you agree with that, shout out to you. So what's up with you, brother? What's up with you, Bush Raider? So let me know, guys. Do you guys think we should get rid of Colton Miller if we can get a king's ransom, as they say? Let's say we get offered something real, real nice. If we get rid of Colton, I say no, unless it's something super outrageous, and even then, I'm not gonna believe it. So I'm definitely one that he should stay, two he should go. So I'm definitely number one on that. Um, one nation. He need once a Raider, always a Raider. Longest tenured Raider from the town. He played in the town. So the last thing I want to do is get rid of him too. So I think he should stay. What do you guys think? One, he should stay. Two, he should go. One, he should stay. Two, he should go. I like Colton, man. Y'all tripping.
Is Aiden O'Connell on the move with the Raiders signing Kirk Cousins and drafting Fernando Mendoza #1 overall? AOC is falling down the depth chart, making him a prime trade candidate before the season kicks off. This is his last year of his rookie contract.
Okay, my favorite person to talk about. Let's see, before we get to that, Bush Raider says, I don't think Miller is going anywhere unless they get a king's ransom. And Grant has to also show up in training camp. I agree. I'm looking forward for Grant to show up this year in the training camp. I'm looking for him to show up. I'm thinking that he's going to put pressure on DJ Glaze. DJ Glaze, for the first time since he's taken the starting position, he's going to have some pressure of his job stability. I like to see how he responds. Now, AOC. The people think that I love to hate AOC, and I don't. I promise y'all, I keep telling you, I don't hate AOC. I just think AOC is the odd man out. And if I was a quarterback in his situation, performing the way he has performed, being injury prone, since we was talking about injury prone with Colton Miller, like linemen, if they get like ankle sprain or something like that, that's minor, like compared to how linemen can get injured. So they would prefer that. AOC injury prone. You can't you can't you can't put a team on your back if you're not on the field. You can't do that. And AOC has expressed that he wants to be a #1 quarterback, which is a mentality he should have. But the reality is he's a career backup. But he wants to get a chance to show himself that he could, because he just might could. I don't know. But is he gonna get that opportunity? He's not gonna get it here. He's not gonna get it in Las Vegas. A lot of people said he had to have the right chances and the right coaches, and he had 100 different coordinators and all that. And that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you have 1,000 coordinators. Being a professional is the ability to to make adjustments and thrive in that adjustment. When you get an opportunity, seize it. And I'm saying ALC's had multiple chances to take it the starting position. People say that he was better than Geno Smith, better than Gardner Minshew. That's crazy. Because we know those guys can play a whole season, no matter if you like how they play or not. We don't know if ALC can because he plays 3, 4 games, get injured. So if he wants to be a starter, he can't be here. He was on the roster before they even brought all these people in. And if they really felt like that he was a number one quarterback, or even could compete for a number one quarterback spot, they wouldn't have necessarily had to go get Kirk Cousins. They wouldn't have went and drafted Mendoza with the number one. They could have traded back and got more, or picked somebody, a wide receiver for AOC, or whoever. So, is this an outrageous trade? Is it outrageous? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's outrageous. It all depends on if the Raiders going to hold 3 quarterbacks or not. Okay. Yes. 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 Kubiak did say out his own mouth, "Don't count him out." Yeah, don't count him out, uh, brother. Brother, that's called coach speak. And I know he didn't have to say that, but he don't want to divide the quarterback room. And this will tell you or not really what it is if the Raiders keep all 3 quarterbacks on the roster with AOC being in his final year of his rookie contract, we're going to be able to get him for dirt cheap, and he's just going to be a backup. And then that means Kubiak might have really did like AOC and can use him as an emergency quarterback, or just in case quarterback, or a real good scout team quarterback. But to be fair to AOC, if he coming into the press conference saying he want to be a number one, and then I hear Kirk Cousins say, he's a good player. He can, he probably could go and be a number one wherever that may be, or something like that. Essentially, I don't know it verbatim, but it could have been talking in Las Vegas, because he's not about to beat out Kirk Cousins. Or y'all gonna tell me he better than Kirk Cousins too at this point in his career? AOC better than Kirk Cousins at this point in his career? I know he said that. I know he said out his own mouth that don't count him out, but that's just something to boost these guys up. Just how you notice how everybody's great, everybody's doing exactly what's needed and all that. And if there's an issue internally, we're not going to know it. One thing about Coach Kubiak is he don't like the outside, inside the locker room. Why do you think he's so vanilla? He always has similar looks. He only got like 3 different looks, and he's just the business. It's all about the business. Nothing extra. No runs, no drips, no errors, nothing extras. But that's because that's his poker face and everything, and that's because so you can't read him. You don't know. He's unpredictable. One thing you guys got to understand about Kubiak, he's unpredictable in all ways, all the way up to how you announce. Although most of us knew he was coming, but when they asked him at the end of the Super Bowl, what's going on, and normally they'll dodge that question until after that moment. But he was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to Las Vegas." He almost said Los Angeles, that's what I think, but he was like, "Hell yeah, I'm going there." Like, yeah, he's on. So I know you guys love him. I don't know why he wasn't he was picked by McDaniels. We should try to get rid of everything McDaniels, but hey, that's just me. But you say I think ALC can be better than Cousins. Wow. I wouldn't be shocked if Aiden starts with Mendoza at QB2. Wow. With Cousins playing a Brian Hoyer role and possibly traded by week 8. Wow. 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 Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. 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 Let's think this through. Let's think this through. Let's think this through. You think that we went out and got Kirk Cousins before we even drafted Mendoza, knowing that we had AOC on the bench already under contract, and you think we brought Kirk Cousins in to be a third string quarterback? So essentially, you think Mendoza's going to start week one. So you think Mendoza is better than Kirk Cousins too, right? That's what you think, and I respect your mind. If that's what you think, I respect your mind. But I could bet you a eighth to a zip. Mendoza is not starting game one, and ANC ain't seeing the field in the Raiders uniform as a starter. And if he is on the field, we in trouble because that either means Kirk Cousins got hurt and we really not trying to play Mendoza, or um, Kirk Cousins and Mendoza got hurt. That's the only way. Wow, wow. And trade him by week 8. So that would be even worse than the Atlanta situation. And I'm pretty sure when Kirk Cousins and Kubiak had that conversation, he did not want to repeat what happened to him in Atlanta. That's the only reason why he played bad in Atlanta, because they were playing politics on you. And it's hard to play quarterback when the politics is on you. Hard to play any position, but especially the quarterback position when you got the politics of the franchise that's supposed to have your back like you're one of them, and they're treating you like the odd man out, and then go undermine you and draft a quarterback, and then want to really put him in, and then you put him in, and then he get hurt, and then now you need Cousins to come back because now Cousins the consummate pro. Like, yeah, I'm playing so I can go somewhere else and play. Then he wins 4 or 5 games on his way out, knocked out a couple of teams from going to the playoffs, and at least one I remember, Tampa Bay, and gave himself an opportunity to start somewhere else. AOC is not a starter, bro. AOC can name a team AOC can start on other than the Raiders right now. I'll wait. Just tell me one team. Tell me 2 teams, because you might say something like, I don't know what you might just say. I need 2 teams though, Brody. Wow, I'm gonna have to come. Let me mark that one. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. Man, Webb, what's up, Webb? He may get a shot under Kubiak because this is his first. This is his first staff to give Aiden a fair shot. That's not true, man. Do y'all not remember how Aiden was playing in the preseason? Y'all need to go see. This is what during this dead season, y'all gonna make me go back and remind y'all, and then y'all gonna think I'm hating. They're gonna swear I'm hating on AOC, and I'm like, no, he wasn't playing good in the preseason at all. And you're trying to have him. He has to play better than a proven starter in Minshew. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to about Minshew, but he's a proven starter. And I know if you guys really knew, I won't say if you knew football, but if you really look deep down, they both in their first 17 games started 7-10. But Minshew stats is way better than AOC's, and people think AOC numbers is respectable, 17 games, but we know that Minshew can finish the season. We know that Geno Smith can finish the season. AOC, we do not know that. We don't. And he had a chance last year, but he hurt himself. And then he came in and played the last game and won by 5 field goals. Didn't complete a pass after the second quarter or after halftime or something like that. Bro, come on. Let's AOC has had ample chances. He had chances when Minshew got hurt. He had chances when Geno Smith got hurt. Now, had he came in, won games, and not let go of the reins after he got his chance, then you would have had a quarterback competition. But he gets in the game, go in there, might play good a little bit, show some promise and some sparks, and then get injured. He airlifted because somebody pushed him late. What was in the air cast and everything? He don't even know how to fall right because he's not mobile. You gotta have some mobility in this Kubiak system. You can't just stand back there hoping don't nobody hit you. But hey, why do y'all love AOC like that? What's up, we the people? Webb says this is AOC's chance to earn a new contract next season, regardless of where that is. Hopefully, he wants to be here, especially now that he knows the Kubiak is all about. Yeah, but see, he came out and said he want to start though. He said he want to start. He's not gonna get a chance to start here. Where he gonna start at? I agree with you. Like, if you want to make sure you have a NFL job for the rest for like a few years, stay here. Stay here. I agree. Stay here, and I'll leave you alone. But you shouldn't have came out talking about you wanted to be a starter. You shouldn't have said that though. You shouldn't have said that, Cuddy. Shouldn't have did that, Cuddy. I don't know. The thing with AOC is if he was that guy after playing in 21 games, they would have not given Minshew or Kirk Cousins or drafted Mendoza. Right. I agree. They wouldn't have. There's no need to do all this quarterback shuffling. That's what I'm saying. Like people, I don't know why people think he was better than these starters, these proven starters. And y'all know when people come to the Raiders, they play diminishes because our coaching be messed up, our head office be messed up, and then consequently you can't outplay the prop. You can't outplay the system. Like Minshew was looking worse than he ever looked after coming here. Same thing with Geno Smith. And I keep telling y'all, Geno Smith was a 50-50 quarterback, but he was coming off of two of his best seasons of his career, finally maturing into the league. Watch how he played this year. It won't look like how he played last year. Because y'all didn't want to acknowledge that Chip Kelly was sabotaging Geno Smith. Because y'all don't know the history. But now, if y'all hit the like and subscribe, well, if y'all subscribe to this channel, we do the education, we do the history. That don't mean we always right, but we gonna come from a perspective of knowing some stuff, not just how we feel. Um, yeah, Chip Kelly was trying to sabotage the whole situation, and he got his butt bounced. Because usually the Raiders would have kept him. But AOC, is this outrageous or not? I don't know. I don't really see him staying. Lincoln Kennedy said the same. Um, I respect him, but he said in order for us to keep three quarterbacks, we're gonna have to, skimp somewhere else. And I don't see us skimping somewhere to hold the third string quarterback. So I think he's out of here. So put a one if you think AOC is gonna stay, or put a two in the chat if you think he's gone, because I think he's out of here.
Is JPJ on the trading block next? Following the Raiders signing of All-Pro, All-World center Tyler Lindenbaum, the rumors of a disconnect with Kubiak's new coaching staff and former second round has reportedly become hit or miss in Las Vegas, sparking intense trade speculations ahead of training camp.
All right, y'all. I don't know what's up with this one. I don't. This is what I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding why we don't. Why we keep putting narratives on JPJ? Like, why are we stressing him out? The regime already tried to stress him out last year. We already know that when he came to the Raiders, he was a competent guard. He was learning, competent enough to play. Like, even if he was to show up this year as a rookie, we would be like, and all things like starting all over, we would be like, oh, him and Trey Zoom would be looking like they probably gonna start somewhere. So he came in, played guard. We needed a center. So he was like, man, I play center, man. I'm him. I'm versatile. Like, use me. And we needed that on our O line because our O line was soft. It was a bunch of punks. It's another reason why Jordan Meredith shouldn't be playing center because the way your center is, your whole line get perceived. So that's why we wanted JPJ. We were looking better with JPJ at center. And then the next year, Pete Carroll didn't want to put that uh, on a young player like that because he was like that with all the young players. That's why we don't know what Jay Besh does. That's why we don't know what Grant. We don't know what Rogers. All of them got limited play during at the end during times when it don't even really matter at that point. They got some playing time. I mean, it matters, but not like it does at the beginning of the season. And we got to see a little bit, but they got to play with JPJ. Like, all right, well, you're not going to be the center. We're going to put Jordan Meredith there. And your boy out there playing crazy, playing mad, playing angry, but he was trying to show them, like, y'all need me. And then he gave himself a concussion. Okay. That's something to think about because he had a couple of concussions in college. Yeah, one in the NFL now. Concussions is something that he can probably try to coach himself a little better. Like instead of putting his head into everything and leading with his head and being so aggressive, maybe this older coach could, dial him back a little bit, but not to the point where we need to trade him. I heard he's not even gonna start. Like Caleb Rogers is supposed to be better than him. Like, come on, man. Like for real? Like, are we just saying that because we want to? Because it's boring time of season this year, that time of year, or what? What are we doing? I'm not understanding that. How does JPJ now? He trade him? Like, what are we talking about? Like the thing that we complain about the most, which was the O line. Well, now we want to dismantle it for whatever reason. We want to get rid of Colton. We want to sit there and say JPJ is an issue. So I'm not understanding. So this was outrageous to me. It's just outrageous to me. So I don't know what's going on with everybody messing with JPJ, talking about he not vibing off of fourth hand information. I don't know where that come from. So let me know. One in the chat if y'all think he gonna stay. Two if you think he gone. One if he gonna stay. Two if you think he gone.
Training camp.
Yeah, I'm ready to go somewhere.
Could Max Crosby be the next superstar pass rusher on the move? After a blockbuster trade to Baltimore collapsed earlier this offseason over a failed physical, the Condor is once again generating massive trade buzz, with heavyweights like the Niners and Eagles reportedly nuclear high on acquiring the all-pro edge rusher.
Okay. If you say, I think we should keep JPJ, he a good young player, especially at the center and guard. Yeah. I mean, being that what's in your while at, being that we got Tyler for a couple years, like 3 years, 3 years not a long time. And we're gonna have to re-up him, and then he's gonna want a whole bunch of money, especially if we good, because he's gonna be like he turned around this O line, which he probably would not be too far from the truth. Um, but we can't pivot to a JPJ if he's asking too much money. So if we end up in a situation like the Ravens, because that's why we ended up getting him, because they couldn't afford him. They couldn't afford to resign to help the defense and resign Linderbaum. So that's why we was able to throw the bag at him. So I do think we need to keep him. I know we have Trey Zoom. The more multifaceted lineman that we have, the better off we are. And come on, y'all, stop tripping on JPJ. We need that attitude on the O line too, so we don't get punked around. So I think he's gonna be all right. All right, Max Crosby. You traded him once, and he came back alive. So, but people still think he's still going to leave. I think Max has learned his lesson. I think this is another. It's not totally outrageous though, because anything can happen. And if anything, this situation definitely showed us that. Uh, I don't know. I don't feel like he's gonna leave. I think he kind of like got spooked, got humbled. The situation humbled him because it didn't go the way he thought it was gonna go. And now he got, part of the nation that's upset with him. So now every little thing they think he gonna go. It's kind of like, no, I don't even want to do y'all like that. Oh, you would do it like that. But let's just say if somebody was in your life and then they left and you thought it was gone and then they come back, you thinking they might leave again. So same thing with Max. People think that. So I think this is not totally outrageous though, I just think it's just probably not gonna happen because like I said, he got humbled in this situation. He tried to dip up out. I think his main gripe was that the Raiders wasn't doing nothing to make themselves better. Like it didn't have to be a guarantee, but the moves we were making were dumb. Like look how we treated Derek Carr. Look how we treated Josh Jacobs. Like look how we treated these players like Khalil Mack. Like he knew he was next. So he was like, "Can I go somewhere I can play meaningful games, man? Because y'all don't even know what y'all doing." And then when they traded him, and he got to looking at the phone, like, "Dang, what are they doing? What are they doing? They got all these players." And the game gods gave him back. The football gods gave him back. So I think we should be really fortunate. And with that being said, though, I think he should be fortunate too. I think he should be fortunate. Now about the Flock Nation thing, people gonna be on your bumpers about that. Especially if you're choosing to ignore it. So these things are going to come out. People are going to say trade them. They can't get over it or whatever, whatnot. But I think this is outrageous to sit there and say, it's, no, I don't think it's totally outrageous. I just think it's not going to happen. So put a one in the chat if you think that Max is going to stay. I'm going to say one. Or put a two in the chat or because he's deuces. I definitely think he's going to stay. Now, this is one of the ones I might be wrong a little bit, but I don't know. I just think he's going to stay. Okay. Sacktown Raider Mike, what's good with you, bruh? Showed up right on time, because we're going to get to our next segment. What's our next segment? Oh, yeah. This should be fun. This should be fun. Hot take or not so hot take. Let me take this down. So tell me, who you guys have you guys heard any other outrageous trades out there? I even heard Kirk Cousins. Honorable mention. That's honorable mention. I heard Kirk Cousins. Okay, hot or not so hot takes. This is where I took, well, like as I'm supporting content creators and I hear things and a lot of things I wonder where are these people getting this stuff from, and now I see some of these hot takes that people are regurgitating and pushing the narrative around. And I was wondering where are you guys seeing this stuff at? Where are you guys seeing that JPJ is not that smart or that Kubiak people's not feeling him and all that. So like where y'all getting that from? So but I found out one time. So I took some clips. I'm clipping the people as much as in context. So I'm trying not to edit too much out unless it's going to reveal something about who it might be. Because I don't want to put y'all on Front Street yet. Not that I won't, because you said it, so you should stand on it. But I'm just doing this, make it a little fun. Maybe you can identify yourself. Maybe you can see how the people respond in anonymity and then maybe not say such things. But here we go. Here's our first one. Here's our inaugural hot or not so hot take. What's up, Webb? All right, here we go. Here's the first one. And I blocked out the person's
Fighter.
face
And I think he's a good kid.
to protect the innocent or guilty. All right, here we go.
I want to make one thing very clear. I think JPJ is a very talented player, and I think he's a good kid. Also, when they were running drills with the first team offensive line, padless, but still first team offensive line, he was in that first team, I think, for almost every single snap. And I do think, when he has his head on straight, he is one of our 5 best linemen. I want to say all that because I could see the comments coming for what I'm about to say. We are now almost 3 years into the JPJ thing. They drafted him, Tom Telesco, who was it? Yeah. Whoever drafted him, I don't even remember at this point. Yeah, AP and Tom Telesco. As a center, and they immediately stuck him at guard. He didn't play center until there was injuries at the end of the year. And everybody complained that he was being played out of position. Then next year, they took JPJ, and they said, "You're going to be the center." And he hugged Ashton Genty when Ashton Genty walked into the building. And he said, "Hi, I'm your center." Remember that? There's a video of it. And then, in training camp, JPJ, you can look this up, didn't know the protections for the playbook and was asking Jordan Meredith, "What do I do?" Was not prepared. And because of that, they said, "Hey, JPJ, stick your ass at the guard position. Jordan Meredith, the buddy that you've been asking what to do, is going to be the center." And people said again, this coaching staff doesn't know what they're doing with JPJ. That coaching staff didn't know what they were doing. But now this coaching staff, who we have the most faith of since Jack Del Rio, has taken JPJ, who won the center award in college, who was drafted as a center, who was supposed to be center year 2, and are sticking him at guard because they went out and broke the bank for a real center. And now, after drafting a guard in Trey Zune, who could play tag, who could play center, and putting JPJ in competition with Caleb Rogers and Spencer Burford, it seems like this is another coaching staff who is kind of fed up with whatever the JPJ experience is. That's 3 different coaching staffs who refuse to try him at center. And this is the second coaching staff in a row that seems to have kind of demoted him in some way. I know he's a hard worker, physically. I know he's a good kid. But when I see him on the field, and he commits boneheaded penalties, running after people out of bounds, and laying people's asses out, and then I see people hyping that up and praising that, fans going, "That's how the Raiders play." Yeah, you know how the Raiders play? Consistently stacking stupid 15-yard penalties on top of each other because JPJ wants to knock a guy on his butt out of bounds. That's not how winning football is played. And I've seen him do that like 10 times on the field. Not to mention the consistent concussions and injury concerns.
All right. My man's was embellishing a whole lot. You seen JPJ 10 times do that, run somebody out. I did see him run somebody out of bounds. I see him being very aggressive because they was messing with him. Like, I like that our O lineman was like that. Now, does he need to control it? Yeah, for sure. But it's easier to take it out of him than put it in it. To put that in his spirit. See how that was about to sound, but it's easier to have him dial it back than to ramp it up. And so all these exaggerations, this is the 3rd coaching staff. This is his 3rd year. Like, he only played 2 years, man. We already know last year they was messing with him. And he came in and played solid the first year. And y'all made up whatever y'all made up about him. Oh, they moved him to guard because he wasn't smart enough. Yeah, maybe he wasn't as smart as Jordan Meredith. Maybe because Jordan Meredith is he played in the league longer. Yeah, but we know that Jordan Meredith is not a better lineman than JPJ. We know that. Or maybe you don't know that, whoever said that. And like I said, I'm attacking the argument, not you, the person. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Because this is how I'm gonna rank these things. Like, I need to know how many cubes this take. Was it hot or not? If it's not, how many cubes in there? If it needs to be cooled all the way down, we need to put 4 ice cubes in there. If it needs to be cooled all the way down. Now, if it's just something that you agree with, but just a little bit off, then it might just need 1 ice cube. You know what I'm saying? Or you kind of agree, but you don't. You can see what they're saying, but you kind of don't agree. It could be 2, or you mostly agree, but not all the way. But this right here needs 4 cubes to me, like straight up. Like, what are you talking about, JPJ? And now I see where people got that narrative from that, oh, he's not liked by this regime is hit and miss because one person that saw one practice talked to one person that talked to somebody else that we got the report from said that they don't get along with JPJ because they saw JPJ probably walk in a hallway one time and then they didn't speak to somebody or something weird. And they're like, oh, they're not feeling him. Like, yep, that's what they were saying last year. Like, come on, man. Y'all didn't even know that Pete Carroll and Patrick Graham was funking last year. Come on, man. I hate to say it that Pete Carroll was funking with everybody. Now, I don't know if it was good or bad that he was doing that, but it could have because of power struggle because he the head coach and but one person hired him and the other person hired Chip Kelly, and it was already divided from the beginning. So I believe this needs 4 ice cube and cool this thing all the way down. What you guys think about that take? Was it a hot take? Because if it's a hot take and don't need no cubes, then it's straight laced. Straight laced. So what do y'all think? Do it need 4 ice cubes, 2 ice cubes, or no ice cubes? I say 4. Let's get to the next one.
I'm more optimistic about the offensive line because I know what it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Years I followed this team, right? And you got guys like Jordan Meredith that was the 5th highest ranked offensive line right guard, in 2024. How do you go from being the 5th ranked top, right guard in the NFL to being moved over to center to now still getting backup reps? So, I hope they figure it out with Jordan Meredith and give him a chance to play where he should be. I feel like JPJ should be the backup center right now.
Okay.
And, give these guys, Jordan Meredith, Caleb Rogers, Trey Zoon, whoever, a chance for that right guard.
Okay.
Well, I exposed the guy. Well, which person said that? I was wondering if that was going to happen. But anyway, I'm going to clip that out. So if y'all know, y'all know. So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Was that a hot take or not so hot take? Hot take or not so hot take? I personally give that one a 2 ice cube. 2 cubes. Because I can understand what you're saying. Like, how do you go from being the guy and then you do Pete Carroll a favor and star at center and now it devalues you? But I definitely don't agree that JPJ is the odd man out. I don't agree with that. I don't. That's why I'm kind of on the fence about Jordan Meredith. Can Jordan Meredith hang around? Like, can he really earn his way back up? Because if you really was that guy, you still should be able to make that happen. Earn your way in camp. I think so. So I give this 2 ice cubes.
Who isn't quite bought into Max Crosby sticking around. And there's others of our nation who are like, cool, man, he's still And there's some of Raider Nation out there who isn't quite bought into Max Crosby sticking around. And there's others in Raider Nation who are like, cool, man, he's still here. He's one of us. He's Raider Nation, whatever, right? No way of thinking is wrong. Now, what I don't think we should do in Raider Nation is hate on Max Crosby. Did Max Crosby want to get traded? I don't know. I'm not sure that he wanted to, but he did request it. And there's a lot of stuff that went behind that. And none of us were in his position, okay, where we were trying as hard as we can and working as hard as we can and really not getting the result we're looking for. And there's an opportunity to go other places and get that result. Is that the best way to do things? Maybe, maybe not. But it's what happened. Now, it didn't go through and that was great for us, but that doesn't take it away from a lot of the minds of Raider Nation. Again, you can think what you want to think. And I mean, I'm kind of giving him a little bit of a side eye myself in the beginning, but I am embracing him back into Raider Nation. I want to see his apology on the field. I don't know that he needs to come out and say he's sorry for anything, but definitely he needs to show us an extra gear on the field this season. Well, this is what Max Crosby had to say about.
All right. What y'all think about that? Hot or not so hot take? I think that one was hot, y'all. I think that was hot. I think that was hot. I actually don't think it needs any ice cubes. I think that was straight laced. I like that. I like the fact that he was like, look, I'm giving Max a side eye. I ain't forgot, you know. I know if we can overlook Tom Brady and the Tuck rule, you know, some of us are just, you know, side eyeing him still. You know, if he went to the Super Bowl, then, you know, all could be forgiven. Same thing with Max. Like, yeah, you kind of messed up right there, bro. And if you get us to the promised land, then all could be forgiven at that point. Or you need to step up a level or two. You definitely a level to get back where you were, but you need to step up like two levels in order for us to kind of feel okay with it. That you can, you know, winning cures a lot of things, and that could be one of them. So I do like the fact that he was like, you know, he's not holding it against him, but I am, you know, looking at you kind of crazy. But we need more bang for our buck, like Pizzle say, when it comes to the money. So I think that is straight laced. I like that take, and I think that was a hot take. And I want to thank all the people that participated in because I'm going to keep on finding them and, you know, and see what we do. See what we do. See what we do. All right. I'll see you this Friday. Hopefully the women is taking care of their men's because it ain't that many people in the chin now. So I don't know if y'all want to call in or whatnot. I'm gonna just go ahead and get off where I'm at real quick, and then you guys can call that number and then leave a message, and I will read the messages next week, next Friday. Let me see. What am I mad at? Or what do I want to vent about? Or what hot take I got? Oh, the Gossip Girls. I mean, the Gossip Guys. Yeah, the Gossip Guys. Let's talk about the Gossip Guys. Now, I've come to realize in this space that some of, like, I didn't like when it was like Raiders rumors and reports because, you know, usually men don't like to spread rumors. It's almost like gossip. But I get it, you know, whatever. It could be a rumor that is true or a rumor that is not. But what I don't like is how they perpetuate the rumor just to make content. And then not only do they take the little piece that they could hold on to, they expand it. And then the next content creator take your piece and then expand that. And the next thing you know, it's almost a fact now. That's how gossip, you know, like they say a lie spread faster than the truth. And that's what's going on, and it's irritating because I mean, like you should be able to tell what kind of sounds factual and what don't. Like even as a man, you should not even like passing gossip. You shouldn't even want to do that. Like you should just not. It shouldn't even feel cool because I hate having to debunk it all the time. Because one thing, like me and my people, is like we don't. We don't repeat stupid stuff that we hear. Like if stuff sounds stupid, don't repeat it because now you sound stupid. Even if you're doing it just for likes and views. Now, if you're doing it for likes and views, then okay, then let that be known. Don't in the description talking about real Raider talk, um, unfiltered. Not, I mean, I know there's an unfiltered, but I ain't saying you in particular. Unfiltered Raider talk and um, um, whatever whatever y'all, whatever the term is. Don't be saying that. Just be a reporter like Mitchell Rings. Although he think he the greatest Raider it is because he got the biggest Raider podcast. Because I've heard him say that no one knows Raiders better than him, and that blows my mind. But whatever, gossip guys. Yeah, and also they like hedging their bets, just like they like to say, "Oh, um, they're gonna trade JBJ," but um, JPJ, yeah, he's incompetent and this and the third. But when the season starts, he's gonna start at right guard. Like how you just said he's gonna trade it, but he's gonna start. Oh, AOC is the best quarterbacks in the last two preseasons, and they let other players play ahead of him. Okay, so this year, what do you think he's gonna be? He's gonna be the third string quarterback. Like, come on, like make it make sense. Like y'all, yeah, I don't like that. If you're gonna stand on something, stand on it. If you're gonna be wrong, be wrong. I've been explaining though the reason why people do that is they want to be the first one to be right about something. It's not about that, man. Y'all chill on that, man. Because y'all be doing the honey-do list, the compliment sandwich. Y'all say something nice about the person, but really how y'all feel is really in the middle, and then you try to come back later and say something nice. JPJ's a real nice, he's a real good old lineman, and he was this in college, and don't nobody like him, and he unhinged, and he has 300 penalties, well, 10 penalties. That's what it sounds like, and he's always hurt, but at the end of but at the beginning of the season, I think he's gonna start next to Lindenbaum. Like, come on, man, y'all killing me with that. Y'all killing me with that. So you gossip guys. That's what kind of gets under my skin. But that's because I don't like gossipers. And then the JPJ hate is crazy. Like once a Raider, always a Raider is not really a thing. It seemed like y'all pushing the man out the door. We drafted him. Same thing with Max and Kirk Cousins got he got the potential to put us over like into position for real, for real. Best quarterback that we had since Derek Carr. And I would argue that he might be even better than Derek Carr, especially at this point in career between the two. He has a chance to put his stamp on the Raiders, especially if he take us to the playoffs in 2 seasons. And last but not least, Max money. Y'all all in Max pockets. I've seen something that's talking about Max got the eighth worst contract, although the list had 5 pass rushers on it, edge rushers. Edge rushers get paid, so he get paid market value. Plus, you get paid for what you've done, not what you're going to do. But they do help want you to project that you're gonna like earn some of that cheese part, but the burger part is what you already done. So we need the max stay out of max pockets, man. Stop saying, well, he make this much money, so he needs to do this. Like we do need more bang for our buck though, because I did show the other day how your numbers have increased from last year, but the previous year before that, when you was out there doing max things, Yeah, you failed in every statistical category that we talked about. So I understand you was off injury or whatever, and you getting ready right now. They even got you gonna have a rotation in your line where they got quitty pay for you. You got some help. Now it's no excuses. No excuses at all. So, and there's no excuse for y'all to have a good Father's Day because you're a Raider. I'm a Raider. From the Bay to LA to Los
I'm a raider from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Recipes to Al Davis.